What unsettles them is not that the truth came out, it is that you already knew. You sensed the inconsistencies. You noticed the shifts in behavior. You understood the motives without needing confirmation. While others doubted themselves, you trusted your discernment. Now the reality is visible and it reflects your accuracy. And they are embarrassed, not because you exposed them publicly, but because you were never deceived privately. They believed that their performance was convincing. They assumed that you accepted their kindness without question, that you trusted without using your discernment, that you would never examine their loyalty, but you observed. You noticed inconsistencies, moments when their mask would slip, subtle shifts in tone, contradictions in action. They presented righteousness, but you sensed ambition without integrity. You did not react immediately. You did not accuse impulsively. You simply watched and allowed time to confirm what intuition first whispered. At first, you hoped it was a misstep, an isolated flaw, an error under pressure. But repetition reveals character, and repetition is what you saw. They spoke of support, but acted in opposition. They stood beside you publicly while undermining you privately. They assumed that you were unaware. They mistook your calm for ignorance, your patience for naivety, your kindness for weakness. What they failed to understand was that discernment does not require drama. You knew, not instantly, but gradually. And when clarity became undeniable, you adjusted accordingly. You were never dependent on their presence. You valued connection, but you did not cling to it. You were willing to walk away rather than compromise your own dignity. That realization left them unsettled. They had positioned you as a resource, as someone who would always be accessible, someone who would always reopen doors. But you do not operate from desperation. If someone desires your presence, they must meet it with authenticity. If someone desires your energy, they must reciprocate it. You enforce boundaries quietly, without speeches or threats. You simply deny access. It does not matter who it is, respect is required. And once respect is lost, it cannot be restored by performance. Their embarrassment is not your concern. Your clarity is. I'd like to end this message with a parable. A house once had a large, clear window. From the outside, a visitor admired the home and waved warmly. But when the visitor believed that no one was watching, their expression shifted. They mocked the house and plotted to enter it dishonestly. What they did not realize is the window reflected as clearly as it revealed. The homeowner could see everything. At first, the homeowner hoped it was imagination, perhaps a trick of the light. But after repeated reflections, there was no doubt. The homeowner did not shout through the glass. They simply locked the door and closed the curtains. The visitor was left staring at their own reflection. The lesson? Discernment is not suspicion. It is observation over time. You are not required to tolerate deception to prove kindness. And patience does not mean blindness. Grace does not mean access. When someone reveals who they are repeatedly, believe the pattern, not the apology. Boundaries are not cruelty. They are clarity. And walking away from dishonor is not pride. It is self-respect. And that's it for this message. I'd like to thank everyone who made it to the end of the video. I'm truly honored by your support. If this message resonated with you at all, please consider dropping a comment, giving me some feedback, hitting the like button, and subscribing. It's been Chris and Isty, and until next time, take care and have a good one.